Hi, I'm Marisa Wayne, and we have bags of fan mail that were sent to my dad when he was in the hospital that have never been opened.
So I have the privilege of being able to open some letters that have never been opened before from his fan mails.
Dear Mr. Wayne, I grew up going to college during the late 60s. At the time, it was very popular to be anti-American.
Dear Mr. Wayne, you do not know me and we have never met. Within my memory, the name John Wayne has stood for the best in the American way of life.
It's kind of emotional.
Hi, I'm Marisa Wayne.
I'm Laura Munoz-Bottini.
I'm Anita Swift.
And we have bags and bags and bags of fan mail that were sent to my dad when he was in the hospital that have never been opened.
We didn't get a chance to open them all because they were in a huge crate. We're getting the pile of letters down to just a few bags left.
So I have the privilege of being able to open some letters that have never been opened before from his fan mail. So bear with me and we're gonna get going.
This is from Mr. and Mrs. E.E. Sidebottom. A beautiful penmanship handwriting. Dear Mr. Wayne, you do not know me and we have never met. Within my memory, the name John Wayne has stood for the best in the American way of life. I'm 55 years old, so I have followed your career from the beginning. Your portrayal of the rugged American on and off the screen has been an inspiration to millions and millions of people in America and around the world. Your portrayal brings to mind such positive characterizations as courage, honesty, patriotism, and endurance. He would have loved this. Sir, I wish you well. May you and your spirit live forever. Sincerely, Edwin E. Sidebottom. Wow. That's really beautifully written, and you can see the handwriting here. It's just gorgeous. Wow.
This is from Charles Jones from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Dear Mr. Wayne, first, I'd like to start with an apology for not having written sooner. It's a hell of a note when someone waits until you're hospitalized for major surgery to write, especially when it's something I've wanted to do for years. I wanted to tell you just how much happiness you have given me for nearly all my 35 years, and to tell you how much respect I have for you. For you are a rare bird. You are a man with principles, and that is a rare commodity these days, especially in your industry. I also recognize that for championing so-called right-wing causes, you have, for much of your career, been denigrated by the liberal media as far as your acting skills are concerned. I only regret that I have never been able to have known you. I can't think of anyone I'd rather sit down with for dinner or a drink than John Wayne. But since that's improbable, I'd like to close by saying that I wish you a speedy recovery, and that by next Christmas, I hope to see you riding across the local theater screen in your greatest shoot-'em-up, ball-busting horse opera ever. Warmest regards, Charles Jones. It makes me really proud to hear people talk about my grandfather like that. It's probably one of the things that we hear people say most, that his movies brought them happiness and closeness with their father, mother, brother, sister. It's kind of emotional.
Dear Mr. Wayne, I grew up going to college during the late 60s. At the time, it was very popular to be anti-American. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to travel and to see how the rest of the world lives. For the past several years, I've lived in Canada. My wife is from Canada, and I'm able to say that one does not have to travel to the other half of the world to miss or suddenly realize how great or how much there is to be grateful for in our country. I wanted you to know how much your efforts off the screen as well as on are appreciated. I am hoping for a speedy recovery for you. I hope you feel very well very soon. We are also looking forward to your next Western picture. Yours very truly, Tony Catalano from White Rock, BC, Canada. Well, imagine, that pretty much holds true for right now. Our country is suffering a lot right now. People who live all over the world are feeling the same way that Tony does.
Oh, the handwriting. Back in the day, people really took care of their penmanship, didn't they? So this is from Marianne and Yvonne White From England, Dear John, we thought we would write to you to express our love and affection, both as a great actor and a wonderful person. We were very sorry to hear of your recent illness, but are overwhelmed by your speedy recovery. We both agree that as an actor in Westerns, you are the king. As a man, you are a fatherly figure to millions of youngsters like us. The love and affection you show is the love and affection we'd give to you. And as we've said to our dad, we love you far too much to lose you. All our love, Yvonne and Marion. P.S. No more cigars. XX. It's really, really so kind when people take the time to handwrite a letter nowadays. I mean, they didn't have email and text back then, but still today it's so special to get something in the mail that isn't a solicitation or a bill, right?
This one is from William Collier. He is from Marietta, Georgia, also 1979. Dear John, I take the liberty of calling you by your first name, as I have always considered you to be a friend. I am writing you to let you know that I am sorry to hear of your illness, but am extremely confident of your ultimate recovery. I also have lymphatic cancer 12 years ago, but now, thanks to divine intervention, X-ray treatments, and the thoughts and prayers of many friends, I am well and healthy. I would like to tell you that I have always admired and respected you, but not only for your excellent acting ability. I admire and respect you because you have always acted like a man and have always faced your problems face to face with courage and conviction. That is true. I am sure that you will face this current situation with the same courage and conviction to get well that you have shown in the past. My wife, Inez, and I want you to know that you are in our thoughts and prayers, and we wish you a complete and speedy recovery. In my opinion, you are one of the few that left our country who put personal honesty and integrity, the almighty dollar, and sincerely believe that America is a better place for having known Mr. John Wayne. Sincerely, Bill Collier. Hope I'm not the only one who's crying. I really loved this letter from Mr. Collier because his first sentence was, I take the liberty of calling you by your first name, as I've always considered you to be a friend. And that's just such an amazing quality about my grandfather. I mean, he literally was bigger than life. He would walk into a room and he would fill the room with his presence. And he was jovial and kind and wonderful, but he literally walked into the room and made you feel like a friend. Did not make you feel like a stranger or that he was any better than you. So this opening sentence got me right away because it's true. Everybody thought John Wayne was his friend. And I think he really did love a lot of people and was able to be grateful for the position that he got in life and the ability to entertain. I really liked that. That was such a beautiful opening sentence. That got me to tears.
This letter's from May 7th, 1979, and my grandfather died in June of 1979. Dear Duke, hope you don't mind the familiarity, but as fans, we have visited you many times at the theater, and you have been in our home numerous times via TV. Through the years, you have provided us with lots of enjoyment and entertainment. We would like to say thanks. We were sorry to hear of your hospital confinement. We wish you well and will remember you in our prayers. God bless. Yours truly, Mr. and Mrs. Greg Baumgartner. One thing about coming here to Fort Worth, we hear from a lot of people that, sometimes the only time that they really got to visit with their dad or, their grandfather was sitting on the couch watching a John Wayne movie. To read that from the Baumgartners rings true even now.
So this one is Lisa Jean Oakley from Romulus, Michigan, 22nd of January, 1979. Mr. Wayne, I think you're one of the best things that ever happened to the United States. I'm praying for your speedy recovery. Love, Lisa Oakley. Oh, these are so special. I mean, it's a shame that he never got to read them all. I know he would appreciate it and he would have answered every single one.
This is cute, airmail. This says, Dear Mr. Wayne, just heard today of your illness, and I'm writing to wish you a very speedy recovery. You have always fought so well before and been such an inspiration to others. Please keep up the fight. When anyone's depressed in my household, I always say, look what John Wayne's put up with. And he still comes back. My 10-year-old daughter was in tears this morning when she brought in the newspaper with the news of your illness. Our prayers and all the best are with you and your family. Very sincerely, Libby Welland. Just the impact of people writing from all over the world when he was in the hospital and getting to him, and how lucky we are that we get to open these for the first time. But this was written in 1979, and this woman mentioned her 10-year-old daughter was sad. To me, that's just such a testament to how how much he was loved and how many different generations he affected.
How could he do it without, like I got 2 sentences into a letter, I couldn't speak.
Oh my gosh, I had to stop for a minute. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
It's just,
This one's from P.K. Hodges in Yuma, Arizona. Dear Mr. Wayne, this is by no means a typical fan letter. I have been following your recent surgery with a great amount of personal concern and involvement, as I have also had melanoma cancer for the past 14 years. My most recent surgery, a lobectomy, was performed 4 years ago at Scripps Memorial Hospital in La Jolla, California. In fact, I was told by the staff at Scripps that I occupied the very same room in which you had received care. Mr. Wayne, I know that cancer is a very difficult disease to understand and cope with. The main factor in dealing with it is keeping a very healthy mental attitude, as I'm sure you have learned over these past years of dealing with cancer yourself. But there are so many new techniques which are helpful for people like us. We are proof of their success. I want you to know that I will be offering my heartfelt prayers for your complete recovery. Most sincerely, Pat Hodges. I mean, here's a man who's going through the same thing he was, offering him prayers and support. It's amazing what people who are going through cancer can do for each other. And these letters just prove how amazing people can be.
it feels like we all feel that way about him. And he died when we were so young, some of us, right? But his legacy that he's left has lived on so much. Just to hear people, it's like validating this man that we loved so much. Everybody did. And that's why after 50 years of being gone, people still talk about and love John Wayne. And we're really lucky to be family members.
So these are the kinds of things that really make being a relative of John Wayne so amazing. The people who loved him, it's amazing to hear their stories and relate them to him. So when you come through here, you'll see lots of letters from people of all ages. The letters from the children are amazing, and some of the letters that we've opened, you'll be able to see too. When you come through here, I think you'll appreciate some of the stories that they tell.